What I would urge people who come from ill-to-do families, let them not feel themselves condemned, but they should fight very hard.
Yeah.
Fight very hard, like a wounded lion. That is what I mean. By the time I was born, my father was a palm wine tapper, while my mother was a vendor.
Wow.
Palm wine tapper means he used to tap coconut trees.
Yeah.
We were a big family, though my father had only one wife, but he was glad that we had a number of children. It was very difficult to get decent education for all of us, but my father came up with a strategy whereby one had to go up to class 4 before the other one started class 1.
Wow.
So that made me start my class 1 in 1987 at Madaman Primary School. And it was not that easy. We had to go through hell. That maybe I might not be in a better position to share everything, but
Okay.
we used to get it very rough in terms of the upbringing of ourselves. The job my father had was very dynamic, to the extent that he couldn't facilitate all the issues.
Mm-hmm.
So at some point, we also engaged in a number of doing some manual jobs so as to get some money for our upkeep.
Right.
And even our education.
Mm-hmm.
I remember having been employed as a herder, whereby we used to get 10 shillings per day.
Wow.
I was herding cattle from somebody who had within the vicinity. In 1993, I was compelled to be employed as a houseboy in Malindi,
Wow.
whereby I was being paid 400 shillings per month. So after that, I also moved from being a houseboy. I went to be employed as selling juice, passion juice, whereby I was selling at 5 shillings per packet.
This is in
This is in Malindi,
in Malindi.
in Malindi town.
All right.
So during that time, I was now being paid 500 per month. So I thought maybe I could sustain myself.
At least you graduated from 400.
From 400 to 500 shillings.
Yeah.
By that time, I had even chosen to drop out of school so that I can concentrate doing that business, so that at least I can invest in other income-generating activities.
Oh.
But thank God, I fell sick. I tried all my level best, but I couldn't get well. So I went back home. When I went back home, I got healed, and I went back to school. So I managed to complete class 8 in 1994.
Wow.
So after the first term in Form 2, I was given a responsibility to be assistant house prefect,
Yeah.
like a dom father, but I was assistant in Zambezi House at Mariakani Secondary School.
Mm-hmm.
It is from there when I developed more skills on how to be, on my leadership skills.
Yeah.
But I ended up training myself as a law firm clerk. But I was not very comfortable. So I ended up connecting myself with the human rights organizations.
Yeah.
So it is through the human rights organizations whereby I left the job as a law firm clerk to join the human rights organizations as a human rights officer.
Yeah.
So what I did, I just remained patient. I strategized with my colleagues, with other colleagues. And when the subsequent elections came, I was elected as the MCA for Sokoke Ward. Now from there, because of the numerous development that I have initiated in the wards and across the constituency, it was again easier for me to be elected as an MP for Ganze.
It was a springboard sort of.
So it was a springboard.
Yeah.
Thank God I'm now the MP for Ganze. Remembering that I was once a houseboy. Wow. Remembering that I'm a gifted tapper, even as I'm talking. Because from this position I have to go back to tapping. Poverty is a deterrent, but also it is good because it hardens people to think outside the box. What I would urge people who come from ill-to-do families, let them not feel themselves condemned, but they should fight very hard.
Yeah.
Fight very hard, like a wounded lion. That is what I mean. There's nothing that you can get easier from even a silver platter. That is what people say.
Yeah.
And I believe there's nothing impossible to a willing heart.